Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Abdulkadir Narin. Here you can see my dental team. I'm a cosmetic dentist working in an interdisciplinary approach. And this is going to be the topic also of my humble presentation. So I'm from Istanbul, one of the most beautiful cities of the world. My clinic is in an exclusive neighborhood where you can find fashion. It's the most popular region of Istanbul. My presentation is going to be the preparation of the periodontium for restorative dentistry, an interdisciplinary approach to smile design with root membrane technique. So this is my case. In 2018, when USR came to my clinic, she was 40 years old, female. She is still an MS patient and using some medication for that. Non-smoker. She had a removable partial prosthesis with precision attachments, which she was not able to use. So when a patient applies to our clinic, to a smile design clinic, the first thing my assistants are doing is taking an OPTG, and I'm seeing the OPTG before the patient. So when I saw the OPTG, I thought, okay, the right part is going to be easy. Yeah, at the left part, yeah, I probably be going to need sinus lifting and some implants there. At the right part, there are already some teeth. But when it came, when the patient came and sat on the chair, that was the situation. And the canine was missing. The canine was missing. So I asked where the canine is, and she just said, I took it off. It was not a fixed one, instead of that, a removable one. So what we do with smile design patients is taking an impression and doing a wax-up, and from there we transfer that wax-up through a mock-up into the mouth. And what I saw on the mock-up was the line of the left parts of the patient was nice, but the right part was too much visible, whereas the left part was in a nicer shape. So when I evaluated that, I get aware of the fact that it was because of the molar teeth, which was too much visible. So I could do a crown lengthening or something else light for that, but let's move on. So for the left part, it was obvious that we were gonna need a sinus lift and 3 implants for that part. But what about the right part? The canine was in that shape. Even with a hand instrument, I could excavate the residuals of the dentin, and it was not very promising for me for that. So I was step by step moving to thinking of an implant for that region. But what about the other pillar of the bridge? Where should I place that? In the region of the premolar, or should I extract the number 6? It had already a root canal. So my decision was to do the mock-up again and evaluate the situation again. But with this second mock-up, I tried to balance both sides to increase the harmony. So that's how the mock-up looked like at the second stage, and I decided to extract the tooth. So that was my final decision about the case. For the left part, 3 implants with sinus lift. For the right part, another sinus lift, and also osteoplasty for the ridge to balance both sides to increase the harmony, and 3 implants. But what about the canine? Yeah, the canine, not only for the pink aesthetic intraorally, but also because it is the cornerstone of the arc. It was also important for the lip support. So I needed the support here, and I went on evaluating the roots form, and decided to go on to root membrane technique. So it was the year 2018, just after Las Vegas. When I was in Las Vegas, I had the opportunity to meet Mitsiatis, and also had a small hands-on course on the root membrane technique. But I knew about the root membrane technique since 2015, and meanwhile, the literature was moving on. There were about 64 results, but when we applied the filters like meta-analysis, systematic review, there was just one systematic review. But the philosophy behind it, it matched my understanding. So it became in me major to do the root membrane technique. In fact, this was my first root membrane technique. I had already about 20 root membrane cases, but this is my first root membrane case. So about immediate loading, I think it is not enough emphasized. Even in textbooks, it is written that this unique knife edge wide threads, this macro design of megagene AnyRich, it is, I think, it changed the game in implantology. Even the green implant a few years ago imitated the design of AnyRich, and with blue diamond, the disadvantages will be solved, and it's going to be a more stronger implant than it is right now with AnyRich. So that is again the canine, how it looks like on the front. I was thinking of having some veneers, just perfect pink aesthetic. And these are some pictures from during the operation. So it is a very technique sensitive approach to do the root membrane. Here you can see where I followed the root canal and separated the palatal part from the part which I was planning to use as a socket shield. So here you can witness a small video where I do the extraction. This video is of course cut, and it is just a few seconds, but believe me, it took me more than 45 minutes to come to this stage, plus 18 years, of course. So this is the shape of the root membrane. Because it was my first case, I think it is a little bit, it was a little bit too thick, but that is not the big deal, but it worked very well. This is here how you can see the osteotomy. Here where you can see the border of my residual root. Here is something important. Maybe we can talk about at the end of the lecture about that. Should we graft it or not? When to graft it? I have some feelings about that, and there are some, not enough scientific approach, but Dr. Hutzler's approach on that sounds for me also very, very, very logical. So this is the osteotomy, and then after choosing the right diameter and length of that beautiful implant, placing it and having the primary stability like 75 and 77, I moved to do the temporary tooth on a T-base. So unfortunately, at that time, I was not aware of the fact of the importance of the emergence profile. As you know, Raymond and his friends, Jonathan and Marcus, has a very beautiful paper which says we have to have the first part straight, and then the concave part and the convex part. Unfortunately, I had an emergence profile, but not following these rules. But even though the phenotype of the patient was very well, and she had a very good result, this picture was taken after 9 days. And here we have the tomography where we can see the root membrane, the socket shield, and also the implant. So this is at the end of the 2018. Let's go back to our planning, which was having the sinus liftings and the other implants. This is the OPTG after the sinus lifts and the alveolar crest reduction, the osteoplasty, and also the rest of the 5 implants. So this is after 2 weeks, we can see on the left part that there is a small irritation of the Schneiderian membrane, but the patient was well. So here at 2019, at June, when everything seemed to be okay, we rechecked via our mock-up design, our plan, and placed the healing abutments, and after that modified some abutments with composite to shape also the gum for the posterior region. So this is the control X-ray after cementing the bridges which were supported by the implants, and after that we finished also the anterior part, and that is how we finished the case. So it follows very perfectly the lower lip, and because of the shape of the patients, I think that was the better idea, to reduce the right part instead of thinking more about improving the left part, and the risks of complications were even with these techniques, a lot of steps. I think the result was satisfying. So these are the pictures taken 2 weeks after the final cementation. Here you can see that there is no irritation on the gum. The tissue is very happy to have this kind of a treatment. The patient is happy. I am very happy. So this is an X-ray taken after 2 years, where you can see, even because of the logic of the X-ray, part of the root membrane here, and also we can see the cortical sinus floor, that it goes very well. So 2 years after, in the pandemic, everything seems to be okay. The patient was very happy with the result. She has already forgotten that she had this kind of a treatment, very complicated. And this is a 4 years later control. And that's how we had that at the 4th year. At the right part, you can see that the gum went a little bit over the bridge, but still very happy tissue. So these are the pictures from 2018 to 2023. The patient was even confident enough to get rid of that beauty mark. And I think when this patient came to our clinic, she was just on the border to go to an aged phase. And with this treatment, we achieved and we succeed to give her more years in a young appearance. So here also you can see the tomography results, where you can see the socket shield. And this was the tomography taken after 9 days of the operation in 2018. And here we have that X-ray in 2023. We can say that the socket moved a little bit, because at that time I didn't know that I had to lock the membrane by the implant, but still not big issue. We talked with the patient about that, and we decided to renew the bridge at the 5th year with the abutment to fulfill the needs of the emergence profile, and also to shape the root surgically. So also the sinus liftings were intact. So it was a huge case for me, and I'm very happy that I had the opportunity to share that with you. Of course, you know, I'm here talking alone of doing this case, but it is a matter of teamwork, and I want to thank you to my team, not only to my team, but also to my mentor especially, and to every lecturer who had made it possible for me to get that wisdom and knowledge about the harmony and the surgeries. So thank you very much.